Welcome back. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi, inscribed, and today we're gonna give another update on Bitmaps.
Turns
out this is a PsyOps situation we got going on.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, PsyOps usually imply like some sort of cover up or something misleading people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Where's that coming from, dude?
Well, let's take a look at what we got here.
Okay.
All
So
right.
there's a conversation, I guess, going on in the Xverse. I don't even know what you call Twitter anymore.
Oh yeah, Xverse.
Yeah. Should we call it the Xverse?
No, because we have an Xverse wallet.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. Maybe they could partner. I don't know. But we got a conversation going on formerly known as Twitter. And it was predicted, right? We kind of like,
yes,
we talked about this pre-block out, because there was debate back in those days was, should we have future blocks or not? Like that was the most contentious thing, right?
Yeah, the Blockgate.
Correct. We gave it a name.
Yeah.
We like to do that here for some reason. We give things names, right? So now we have Blockgate like 2.0 or something. Yeah.
The resurrection.
Resurged. Yeah. So people are, on both sides of the fence. See, we told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And other people are like, yeah, we
we
knew
know
this was going to happen, but so what?
Yeah.
So we're going to just quickly kind of like look into it.
All right. So this is a tweet by Tony Lane, and we've interacted with her on Twitter every now and then. And she says, I don't think anyone believes Blockamoto is stupid. In any case, this probably was pointed out a few months, or this was pointed out by several parties. And she shares this tweet and or this image in her tweet, and it shows one single address basically dominating the latest blocks. So of course I did my due diligence somewhere around here, and I think I lost it.
Nice, dude.
No, here it is.
Oh, I was
here
gonna
it is.
say.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, I man.
Per tradition, dude.
Here it is. So I looked up this address, and sure enough, it's nothing but Bitmaps, and looks like a bot has taken over all the latest blocks.
Okay, can you describe exactly what you think this bot, like the script or whatever, is like? What is it actually doing?
It takes the upcoming block, and let's call it 800,000.bitmap. It's upcoming, right? Right now, 799,999, right?
Okay,
and it says inscribe the upcoming block.
Okay.
On the block that's upcoming.
Right.
Okay. And then set a price for the mining fee, let's say $2, $3, whatever it is. And then do it for every single block that's coming.
Okay.
Okay. And so every block that's upcoming, it gets inscribed. And then essentially, if you don't beat that price, the bot takes home that bitmap.
Yeah.
And
so that's basically what's happening here. Most likely, somebody has generated this type of, bot or not. What if it's actually like a manual person?
It could be.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Either way, though, manual or not, the point is somebody has taken great interest in acquiring, freshly minted blocks.
Yes.
They developed a system, whether organic or not.
Yeah.
How to do this in the most, cost efficient manner.
Yeah.
If I get it, I get it. I don't. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm just gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like this was like logically something that was gonna come, right?
Yeah, and as you can see here, it's 799, 761, and then it jumps to 800,080. And so he missed basically about 300 or so in between.
It's a fat chunk, yeah.
So if this is a bot, which it can be, but it doesn't have to be.
It's more like suggests manual, dude. Like he probably went to sleep or something.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
But a lot of these are also consistent. I guess there's some that jump through, but let's assume it's a bot, right?
Okay.
So this bot's collecting all the bitmaps, and the ones that this bot doesn't get, it got outcompeted through mining fees, right?
Correct.
So the tweet here by Tony Lane suggests that this is what happens when you don't recognize future blocks, and now bots are just going to own all the future bitmaps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone who thought about this scenario, you recognize future blocks or you don't, knew that this was a possibility. Yeah. And so our argument was, well, the whales are going to be hoarding all the valuable blocks that are upcoming. Like, for example, 800,000 or 900,000 or any significant block in the future is just going to be taken up by the miners.
Yep.
But it's a free market.
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if you want to beat a miner, or you want to beat a bot, you just have to compete in mining fees, and
Yeah.
that's about it. That's the outcome that we prefer, rather than inscribing unlimited future blocks and then that's it.
Yeah, I think so. Basically, there's nothing really to be too worried about, right? As far as this happening is concerned, like this was, I guess, predicted and accepted as part of like the future outlook
Yeah,
of what the Bitmap ecosystem would be. You know, with the current, like, I guess, inflationary pressures of 40 new maps a day.
yeah,
I mean, it's really not that much. So we expected there would be some sort of competition for them,
sure,
right? So
sure,
yeah, enabling as much free market economics and, you know, these different like dynamics to take place
yeah,
as be part of like the ecosystem overall. I think it's healthy,
yeah,
right? So right now, yeah, hopefully, I mean, if this is a bot, and yeah, right now maybe there's only one or a couple.
yeah,
Hopefully down the line, the Bitmap ecosystem goes up in value so that there's a competition even among these bots, right? So that
yeah,
there's more diversity in ownership and
yeah.
stuff.
And if you think about the stock market, do you think a bunch of humans are trading in the stock market, man?
They're trying.
They're
I
trying.
mean, we're out there trying, but yeah, of course, you're referring to like the Goldmans and all these like
Yeah,
bigger institutions that, you know, develop these bots, right? Or these
yeah,
algorithms to, I guess, take leads and have advantages in their markets. So
yeah.
yeah.
They take such great lengths to have an
Mm-hmm.
advantage that they physically locate themselves close enough
Yeah.
to where the action happens, so that they minimize the length of the light speed transactions
Correct.
that their bots are doing.
That's 100% accurate. So
Yeah,
I guess that's evidence that, you know, that in that system, those types of you know, market forces. I mean, whether or not they create like it's overall good thing for humanity. I mean, it services the financial institutions
yeah,
pretty well, right? So
yeah,
it's yeah. I mean, I think the consensus is already like 100% behind Batoshi on this one, as far as like this is how it was designed and implemented from the beginning,
yeah,
and we've already been rolling with it for a month, right? So at this point, I
yeah,
think it's just going to be a prolonged thing, and yeah, like we said back then, if anybody wants to not have it this way, the option of forking and like,
sure.
you know,
Yeah, you
was
could
always
create.
available.
Yeah, you could create a whole separate network you're still using Bitmap,
Mm-hmm.
but in your network you recognize future blocks.
Correct. Yeah,
And
that was always the alternate option, right? And
yeah,
anybody could have done that, but nobody did. So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's just going to take user adoption. If people
Mhm.
like future blocks, then they'll
Yeah.
go into that network that supports future blocks, and that's it. It's
Cor-
fine. If you
Yeah.
want to do that, there's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right. So good question by Tony Lane here.
Yeah, it gets the conversations going. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one had a lot of engagement. Even Batoshi chimed in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to see that. Of course, any indication that the community is like actually cares about what's going on is a good thing. That's a positive sign.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the community is strong, the community's present, they're engaged, and you know, this is what you want to see as far as like bullish momentum for any ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Agreed. All right. So moving on here, we got a tweet, RCSVIO, RCSVIO introducing Bitmap Explorer, which is this we got right here. And it's a big orange square, man.
Let's look at the whole damn thing, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get it all in center if you can.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's not allowing me.
I don't want you to do that,
Yeah,
dude.
it's weird.
Okay, well, that's about as good as you're gonna get it.
Yeah, that's it. It's one giant square. But what's cool is if you
zoom in.
if you zoom in, you get to see some people playing around here.
Yeah. So we're starting to see a lot of these, like, I guess now we can call them explorers, whatever. Bitmap, land view, like land ecosystem viewers. I don't know, but
Yeah.
there's a few of them now. Started with Bitmap.land itself. Then I think we're gonna look at one here next. Then this one. So it reminds you a little bit of like Google Earth, right? You get this
Yeah.
like space view, like you're looking down on a planet.
Yeah.
It don't look like much. It's just giant square planet, right? I guess the Earth is actually flat after all. Like that's what it would look like from space, right? If the Earth was flat, I guess.
Yeah.
But you start to zoom in, you see activity, dude. There's life on this planet, dude.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
That's right. Yeah. Clearly, there's life on this planet, right?
Yeah, something's happening here.
Somebody is like replacing these squares with images. So this is a cool application because if you own, I guess the people that are replacing these images own these bitmaps, because you can come here and then you can basically change the image once you log in. You confirm that you own it.
Yeah, and there's a little chat room feature at the bottom right, which is that took me by surprise. kind of cool though, considering like we were in Decentraland for many years, and there was like no way to really communicate with
Anybody.
with landowners.
Yeah.
Except like in the Discord, but like now potentially, I don't know, with an interface like this, maybe we can actually leave messages to some of these people and
Yeah.
have some real communication amongst Bitmap owners. I feel like that's a very necessary primitive.
Yeah, for sure. Communication.
Yeah.
Sounds important.
Sounds
man.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Yeah, I like this because there's a lot of growth potential here, and so hopefully one day they'll be able to click here and maybe take it to inscribe.
Yeah, that's definitely like what's cooking in our heads, right? Because I mean, this is just like the bare entry, I think, user journey experience. It's like, okay, I hear about this bitmap thing, so let me find one of these like explorers where I can kind of like gander around, see how many bitmaps are out there. Who owns what kind of branding or whatever is kind of like assembling around these different bitmaps.
Yeah, personalization.
Correct. So like that's this beginning journey was like, okay, cool. So let's go a little bit deeper. And as of right now, that going deeper, like part of the journey hasn't like been integrated. So
yeah,
that's what we're focused on with mscribe is getting to that deeper layer, and then eventually to the actual immersive space. Right.
Right.
That's where we really want to head.
Yeah. End game.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we got Foxy. So we've been chatting with this builder here. It says inside your bitmap. Look at this. You will find a special machine called the bit miner.
They built the most ominous looking thing they could.
Yeah.
Look at that. It looks like straight out like Batman or something, dude. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a miner. So this is like digital treasure chest that mines valuable bits every single day, similar to how natural resources like oil and gold gets mined in the real world. Imagine the possibilities.
So I don't know if we've talked much about this yet on our channel about the idea of very similar like this, the idea of like commodities actually existing within your bitmaps. Because I mean, we've already seen it where like projects have they've peered into the data of the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah.
And they've developed new mechanisms to create new digital value out of that.
Yes.
We've seen it with the actual ordinal theory itself,
Casey Rodemer,
and we've seen it with Bitmap.
Yeah.
Right. We were able to visualize entire metaverse architecture frameworks out of the data that exists on Bitcoin. Right.
Yeah.
So who's to say we can't go a little deeper with that methodology?
I couldn't agree more.
And start to find new things of value, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get down to the point where, just like we have with block tributes, people are contributing to like discovering block tributes.
Yeah.
And so potentially with commodities, like there's going to be another degree of
some new sector, right?
A new sector, yeah.
Right now he's calling them bits, and I don't think there's much like information as far as like what are these bits that are actually being mined. Who knows? Maybe it's something to do with like the V bytes of or the Bitcoin volume of your individual bitmaps. Maybe that have some kind of consideration. I don't know. We're hoping there's some sort of data tie-in to what you're actually extracting, right?
Yeah.
Because from our perspective, that's probably like the best way to do this.
Yeah, I mean, you could do something interesting. You know how on mscribe you have like the V bytes shown as like height in buildings? They look like buildings. Yeah. But what if it's in reverse? It's like how deep you can go. Like the deeper you go, the more access you have to like
a higher probability. Like there's some sort of resource there or something.
Yeah. Just because it goes really deep.
I agree.
Dude, that's cool, man.
That is cool. But so we don't know exactly what the bits he's referring to, but he's built this like very creepy looking like floating M.
Yeah. It's like a bat or something.
Yeah, and it's got like,
bits. Very ominous.
Bits are just kind of like floating around there. So
yeah.
I guess that indicates, this is an active bitmap with an actual like extractor deployed.
Yeah.
And there's some mining happening here, dude. So yeah, I'm definitely interested to hear more details about this bit miner.
I wonder why so ominous though. Why black, dude?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of dig it. It's cool.
All right, and of course, he's deployed, he or she or they've deployed a virtual world as well. I think I was able to check it out for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the because they have like an explorer of their own, where'd
it go?
Like these whole like a bitmap visualizer type experiences are becoming more populated, right? Now it's not just bitmap.land. Right now we have options as far as like how are we going to traverse all the landscape of existing bitmaps?
Yes,
and get a closer look as far as like what's within them.
Yeah, and so here's just an example of that explorer that you were talking about. It's
Mhm.
basically it has the 4 epochs.
Mhm.
You kind of zoom in and you find your bitmap, and it shows an example here. Um,
I
he
think it
shows an
was.
example here, like the image being replaced by the actual bitmap,
Yeah.
and then you jump in and you essentially get into that world, and you see that extractor, that bit
Yeah.
miner.
So these guys, Foxy, they built their own, like, again, that next deeper layer, right?
Hmm.
So they're provisioning some sort of virtual environment that I guess Bitmap owners can tap into, right? And the first user experience, or the first like utility experience, is like this Bitminer extractor
Yeah,
device,
yeah, yeah.
So it's cool. It's a good like little step one, right? So, but yeah, so I'm imagining we might see a few more of these emerge in the future, like different like topography views of like
Yeah.
the bitmap landscape. Who knows? Some people have different ways to interpret that.
Yeah, because all we've seen right now is just like a 2D representation of these worlds,
Mhm.
in terms of like the map. But what if you just reposition everything in 3D, right?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
so you could do that. I
And
mean,
I think that's what's so cool about this, because yeah, I think people are experimenting, right? But eventually one of these will probably win out, like have consensus.
yeah,
Most likely, probably bitmap.land, but maybe not, just because it's like, like officially endorsed or whatever. It doesn't actually mean that has to be like the most optimal user experience. Somebody can come in and create something better.
yeah.
Right?
I feel like there's gonna be a future where it's not anyone like representation of the world's win. It's more like you have your own network, and you see that
Mm.
network in terms of like the size of the transaction is the space that you get in your land. And
Mhm.
my network is the V byte represents
Mm.
space in my land.
Yeah,
And so the person who owns the bitmap, they'll go to your network, try it out. They don't like it for
I
whatever
see.
reason.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, disconnect from your network. They connect
Mm.
to mine. It's like V bytes is better because it supports
Interesting.
oceans or it supports whatever.
So you're saying like kind of like it's the same way like NFTs and like Web3 gaming are developing. It's like at some point the bitmap is going to be like hidden from like the front end user experience.
Yeah.
It's going to be like some back end details that
Yeah.
are going to be part of the front end generation of like the actual virtual space.
Yeah. And we treat
It's like the user doesn't need to know like
No.
what bitmap this is. They're not going to care.
no, it's
Yeah.
about the experiences.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And
Actually.
and it's the same like the internet. Like you could connect to WordPress,
Yeah.
or you use JavaScript or Vue.js to build in your own front end without WordPress or
Yeah.
Webflow or anything like that,
Mm.
and you decide which one that you want. And it's still the same website, right? It's still the blockrunner.com, right?
Yeah.
And so
I think you're right. I think at some point it's gonna like mature into what you're describing, but and in these early stages, people are gonna like want to see like these squares
Yeah.
for now, and like
Yeah, just because it makes it easier onboarding and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the personalization thing,
All right. IMSO Chris been working hard. We jump into their world as well on the weekend. That was pretty cool.
That was actually very cool. I was very surprised. So we interviewed him like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, let me see if I can find our tweet on
Yeah, let's just. So he gave us early access to kind of like toy around in there, and so we could just see for ourselves that these aren't just images, right? Like this is a real virtual environment.
Yes.
And it was. And trust us, we have plenty of experience in that realm.
Yeah.
So this was actually very surprising to see, Bitmap Valley so quickly like rolled out, and it checked a lot of those boxes, right?
Yeah.
As far as like a VE experience.
Yeah, here we are. I'm in. I just like busting moves.
Yeah, dude, we're
in
fucking
Bitmap Valley.
killing it, dude. Because like not only did I just recently acquire like one of my first Bitcoin frogs, I actually got to be one for a little bit.
Yeah.
Little did I know, it's pretty cool.
And we were able to jump in, and it was like an extremely smooth experience. Like
Yeah, it was.
loading was quick. We were able to jump into one of the instances. It was like a DJ club.
The only non-smooth thing was like the colliders need a little bit of work or something, because like
Yeah.
we were getting stuck in a lot of things.
Yeah,
Like
we were,
the DJ booth, we're just like,
as soon as we touched it, we merged with
Yeah.
the DJ.
it was a very sticky environment. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But those are just little quirks and stuff that are, of course, are going to be expected. But yeah, this is I'm pretty impressed. Like with what how quickly he spun this up, him and his team.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it was like a legitimate metaverse experience. We were in together.
And we met somebody randomly in
Yeah,
there.
some rando showed up and he just started communicating with us, like
Yeah.
voice chat.
Yeah,
It took Decentraland like almost a year to enable voice chat.
that's right.
Yeah, dude, we're like win voice. So it's pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like how this evolves.
Yes.
And I think he's gonna come back on at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Here's that interface I was talking about with Foxy. So,
is it?
so yeah, you kind of zoom in here, and then you take a look at the
Damn.
different bitmaps.
Yeah. So
Yes,
this is
this is
definitely like
cool.
a Google Earth type thing.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's dude. Look, we're in metaverse space.
Yeah.
This is like one of the first planets we're looking at. Like,
So it looks like Bitmap is flat, dude.
yeah, the metaverse is flat.
Yeah.
No, what have we done?
And then finally, we're really close to 22,000 owners, dude.
That's pretty big. So I think we're gunning for over like 23K ish.
Yeah, we're going for 23. And then it's the biggest Web3 metaverse known to humankind.
Wow. All right, well, let's do it, lads. Let's keep grinding till we get there.
Dang, man, we're about 1,000 away, dude.
Yeah, we get flex on who is it? Sandbox.
Sandbox, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be the ultimate flex.
Yeah.
All on Bitcoin. All on Bitcoin, dude.
Can't wait.
Amazing.
All right, guys, that's it for us. Let us know if you have any questions. We did go over a lot pretty quickly. We're gonna be talking to I'm So Crisp, maybe Foxy. We're gonna be interviewing some people from Boss pretty soon.
That's true. Yeah. We've definitely been paying attention to what's going on over there because the BRC20 ecosystem is in some pain.
Yeah.
Like we need some progress. Yeah, we can't just be minting, just tokens that aren't even like really like divisible and stuff like that. We need to inject some more functionality and utility. And this is like a matter that we passionately support because we've been behind that train for the metaverse.
Yep.
Since the beginning, right? So if there's another project out there working on bringing about more function to this like a Web3 space,
we want to support that.
Yeah, we're all on board.
Yeah, that's it for us. All right, guys, make sure you follow us on all our Twitter channels. There's a lot of them. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.